Are we ready?
You guys sound right.
Well, let somebody who's holding the timer or the camera.
Are you good over there, Nick?
Yeah, I'm good.
Does he look pretty?
Yeah, get me for my kids.
Begin.
All right, so you guys all know me. I know all of you. I'm Andrew Riley. I've been a mod for 2 semesters, and I decided last semester that I was really interested in running admin, but at the time, Dustin ran again, so I was just like, he'll probably win. But then things obviously went on a downward spiral near the end of the semester. So I thought, well, I'd like to be admin, but I didn't realize that you could do an emergency election. So when I heard that Ben was running, I was like, well, this is my time to shine too then, I guess. So that's why I decided to do it all of a sudden, in case anybody's wondering. So I definitely think I have a lot of experience when it comes to this. I've modded for 2 semesters, and during that time I've run games when the admin's been out. I have also run clubs and stuff for after school care, which is my job. So I must be at least a little bit of it, or else I'd probably be fired. So I don't really have anything to say. I really want to hear your guys' questions, because I know I've done this spiel like a million times. I posted in the group. I posted on the event. I don't want to have to like read it off the thing, and I don't want to have to recite it from memory. So do you guys have any questions for me? Yes, Jules.
I remember, obviously, this last Tuesday, I remember we were talking, you were planning on going but couldn't because of a project that came up at the last second.
Yes.
But just in the past, the last 2 years, I don't remember seeing you at a lot of things, like different kind of like UGL call-out meetings or PR meetings in the past or things like that. Just from, aside from CtF, you seem to have a history of not getting super involved past just as a player. Why now?
Well, as a mod, which I've been for the last year, I definitely tried to involve myself in like putting big ideas out there.
But I mean, only in Capture the Flag. Like,
That's
if you're
true.
going to be the admin, you're going to have to get involved in UGL as a whole.
That's true, and while I might not have gone to the meetings, I know I definitely have talked to different admins about the way things are, not only in events like UGL, HVZ, or CtF, but just like as a whole, with like charity and everything too. I remember talking about that. But honestly, this could be a great springboard into that as well, for me to like really get my ideas out there. So, any other questions? Yes, Tyler Davis.
So your platform is basically that you're going to do a better job than Dustin, which I fully support. But aside from that, you're not planning any major changes to the game. You're going to change times? You're going to change...
I don't plan on changing times or dates. I know that Stephen Weigel said to me yesterday, I heard you were planning on changing it to Saturday, and I was like, no, I said that once, and then it was immediately shot down, and I realized that it was a bad idea, and I just let it be. But like, over the time, especially working under Dustin, I've heard a lot of player complaints, just not about him, but about how he runs the game, with like Last Life and stuff, and just pulling it out of the blue, not really mixing things up very much. And I also have my personal complaints that he wasn't very effective at communicating with the mods. So those are the things that I think I could really change, and I think are really important to change. Yes, Garrett?
How? How are you going to change the game? How are you going, like, what specifically is going to happen?
All right, so the first thing is, well, I understand that Last Life is a necessary evil. Either that or moving the flags or something. But my biggest problem with that, and the problem I heard from a lot of people, was that there was no warning, and he'd just say Last Life or something. And I feel like the admin, he didn't really communicate to the players what was going on. Or he would just like run in and say, oh, I'm invincible now, I'm gonna hit you with noodles. And I think just overall communicating exactly what's going to happen to the players, so you're not throwing things at them, saying like, here's your time limit for the game. If we want to put a time limit, I'm not going to put a time limit all the time. Also, like game modes and stuff, we would just pull them like basically out of the hat, not literally, but we just like say, well, let's do this week, and just assume that you guys would be cool with it. But sometimes that wasn't the case. So I really want people to be playing what they want to play, because CtF is probably the most player-driven game that UGL has to offer. You know, they can really take it hands-on. That's not true, Jules?
HVC, dude.
No, because the mods and admins really have to like tell people what's going on at all times. But CtF, people go out there, and it's pretty straightforward. People just want to have a good time. You can tell them what game mode you're playing, what boundaries are, but you know, from there, it's in their hands. So I want to keep it in their hands by also letting them choose like what they want to play. Because I've talked to a lot of people, and they say that's like a big stress reliever at the end of the week. And I I love that. Like, I love thinking that people just have a good time there. So I want them to have the best time possible by giving them as much control over it. Any other questions? Yes, Stephen?
So how do you want to answer the allegations of, with you being a highly combative nature person, with a lot of the UGL actually not wanting you in the exec board because they're afraid that the meetings will drag on longer than what they already do?
I think that's really vague. Is it a problem that they run on longer?
Yeah, 45 minutes meetings on average take about 2 hours already.
I understand that, but at the same time, if I'm not mistaken, you guys put things to a vote, right?
Eventually.
Yeah, well, eventually.
Yes.
At the same time, I play devil's advocate, and I think that the way I play devil's advocate is very beneficial. And I remember some things in the past with CtF and me being on the mod staff not going as effectively when they could have, in my opinion at least, if we had just been a little more cautious and not like just shoehorned everything in. So I will go with things, but at the same time, I will voice my concerns, and I want to represent like more of UGL. Because right now, with the exec board, it's like a group of friends, is the way I see it. Everybody in the exec board is pretty familiar with each other. You've got Rage, Garrett, and Sarah. Yes, Spivey.
You've never been to an exec board meeting, have you?
No, I haven't.
Then you have no idea what goes on there. I don't think you can make that claim.
It's my understanding that if you're not on exec board, you're not allowed to go. That's
Mods
what
are allowed to go.
Mods are?
Mods are allowed to go.
I didn't know.
They can sit
I
in.
don't think it's a fair claim for you to make. I've never been to an exec board
All right.
meeting.
I
Oh,
fully
snap.
accept that. Yes, Steven.
Since we just kind of, so on your application, you talked about the exec board being really chummy, and I guess it kind of comes back to that what Spivey
Yeah.
said. Because if you've actually been to what generally we're hating each other for that 2 hours, and then afterwards we make up and become friends again.
All right.
So.
Where's the
Thank you for
question?
educating me. No, no,
I
I
was
accept that. Constructive criticism, a follow-up, or something. Any other questions, concerns, comments? Yes, Garrett?
I know like the UGL, we try to function like a business, but instead of like bringing in money, we focus more on like our capital bringing in bodies.
Yeah.
How are you going to bring in bodies?
I think one thing that UGL has going for it is that we put on HVZ, and everybody loves that, but at the same time, people don't really want to branch out from that. But if you advertise, like Capture the Flag is a big thing. It draws a lot of people, and a lot of people stay when it comes to Capture the Flag. The problem is not getting those people to stay, it's bringing people in. And I think flyers definitely help all around campus, like especially after HVZ, say, oh, was HVZ fun? Try this out from the people who brought you that kind of thing. Just putting it out there more. I don't remember seeing that many flyers at all for Capture the Flag. I think for Backyard Day especially, I didn't see any flyers when that could have been done for big events. And big events are another big draw that get a lot of new players and also helps them like think, well, this is awesome, I want to do it again. So things like Backyard Day and other big events are something that I would definitely be doing a lot more often. Yes, Jules?
Why should I vote for you instead of the other two candidates?
Well, I think that I'm the most qualified for the job, and I think I can do the job right, but if you think somebody else can do the job better, I mean, I'm not going to sit here and tell you to vote for me because you're my friend or because I'm handsome, which...
No, I mean, like, aside from just being mod for 2 semesters, is there something that makes you a better candidate?
I definitely think that my ideas that I put out for Capture the Flag as a mod... Yeah, what? 2?
Got like a minute and a half left.
Oh, gotcha. Were definitely beneficial. I don't want to like be that guy, but Backyard Day was originally my idea, and I'd been pushing it for 2 semesters, and then seeing it like fall flat on its face after I wasn't a mod anymore, like really hit me. I was like, that's kind of crappy, because I was really excited to do Backyard Day.
Although that probably would have gone better if he had put it later in the semester, which he might have, if there had been for the fact that 3 people were coming in to try and kick him out of office. When he left.
I don't know, because he scheduled Backyard Day before that happened, actually. So I don't think that's a valid concern. Yes, Dan?
You're a kitchen utensil.
Okay, I'm not answering this question.
There's a legitimate reason for me to ask it, because there's going to be people like me running around being a jackass on the Capture the Flag floor.
I'd be an omelet pan, because omelets are incredible, and I want to spread them to all of the world.
That means that you're bad for our health,
No,
because
that-
you fill us with cholesterol.
Egg white omelets.
Good for the
Bam.
soul, Jules. Good for the
That's a
soul.
legitimate question. What?
30 seconds.
All right, anything else? Then I'm just done.
I like
Not
to
hard,
reiterate,
though.
I do take that question seriously, because I'm going to be a jackass on the field.